Morning. Welcome to SSUC. Glad you're all here. Welcome. However we configure ourselves, every day is different. We are one community, but in many different forms. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're at home, sometimes we're watching online, sometimes we catch up later. But we're all one community, and we are glad that we're together this morning. We are spiritual seekers united in community. And whatever we're seeking, whether it's a more connected life or something important to us that we want to explore in terms of our values and commitments, or whether we're looking for something specific, we are seeking, all of us. And so we gather together in community knowing that it is always easier with others than alone. And none of us need be alone. So welcome to all of you. Welcome to this place of diversity, of affirmation, of acceptance, where we are so grateful that we get to meet each and every time we do in a spirit of openness, in a spirit of welcome and inclusion. And so we do welcome each and every one of you, all ages, all sizes, all colors, all cultures, all abilities, all genders, all sexualities, all learning styles and neurotypes, all religions, many or none. You're welcome here, just as you are and as you're becoming. And as we join together, this is a new candle. As we light our community candle, we do so knowing that we are connected. The light that lives in us, between us, among us, and beyond us. This is the light we celebrate and tap into with each other. And I always appreciate that as my mind wanders, as it does, and I'm sure yours does too. Don't tell me when, I don't want to know. As my mind wanders, I know that I can set my eyes upon this candle to focus. I'm sure there's many focus points in this room and in this place. But to look at the candle reminds me, calls me to something, to the center, to all that's important to us, and to all that we celebrate and work on and move toward. So that's our invitation as we join together, as we light our candle, and as we affirm one another. We're going to sing a song, or if you're a singer, sing it. If you don't know it, then listen, and then hum along if you like. This is a song that I wrote in 2015 that seeks to connect us, remind us of our connection, that is, with the earth, with all that is, to know that we're not alone in so many ways, not just among people, but among creatures and trees and plants and all the growing and buzzing and slithering things. Welcome, and let's sing together.
Good morning. My name is Cindy Christensen, and I'm your gathering companion this morning. So in the weekly email from Chris, if you're gathering companion, he, just tells you what you're reading. But on this week, he said, perhaps you would like to personalize honoring your land. And in my head, I was like, you can't just give me something to read. But this was good for me. I went back to my past, which is a long time ago. Well, I grew up on a grain farm in northern Saskatchewan, in Meadow Lake. Our farm was situated a half mile from the Flying Dust Reserve. I remember that my dad used to rent about a third of his land from the band. My dad had much respect for his landlords, and from what I remember, they also respected my dad. I Googled Flying Dust Band and was so happy to see how well that they are doing. But what caught my attention the most was the partnership between the band and Meadow Lake, and that they have worked jointly on many projects in the region over the last few decades. To me, this is where our acknowledgement leads, to working together. And so today, I want to acknowledge the Cree people of Flying Dust First Nation, as well as the Treaty 6 people from this land that we stand on today, the Cree, the Nakota Sioux, the Dene, the Saulteaux, the Blackfoot, and the Métis, who have been living, working, and caring for this land for generations. Thank you.
It's lovely to watch the choir because they are really having fun. And then they hold the last note, and it's a combination of joy and panic, and it's really lovely. I just love it. Oh my gosh. Well, it's time for the Time for All Ages, and all of the smaller people are making their way into the room because they were having a great time in the toy room. Hey, do you want to hear a story? Yeah, come on. Not just them, anyone is welcome to listen. This is a story for all of us. You're even welcome on the carpet, no matter your size. We won't mind, will we? I got your hair there, sorry. Hi, come on in. Woo. Okay, everyone. Oh, I really like how we're looking today because some of us have no shoes on, some of us have sneakers on, some of us have amazing hiking shoes on, some of us have just a little bit of razzle-dazzle on. I really like it. I have a story today called World Pizza. Does anyone like pizza? Yeah. Even if you don't, this is a story about pizza, but also about more than pizza. So we'll see what else it has to say. We'll have to look up here today because I'm going to read off my little gizmo here. This is World Pizza by C.C. Meng, illustrated by Ellen Shee. It's a bit of a silly story, I'm warning you. Don't expect that this will happen to you later on today. The tall hill with the cherry trees and the soft grass was the best place to look for a wishing star. Mama found one. It wasn't the brightest nor the biggest in the sky that night, but it was a great wishing star. So Mama made her wish. I wish for world peace. Achoo! A floating cherry blossom had tickled her nose into a giant sneeze while she said the word peace. Mama wished for world pizza, said Jack. I think she meant world peace, said Papa. I definitely heard world pizza, said Joe. Just then a pizza fell from the sky, landing like a warm blanket on Mama's lap. The kids didn't know about peace, but they certainly knew about pizza. And this particular pizza was delicious. Mama, in her heart, still wished for peace, for a world filled with kindness and love and no fighting. But she agreed the pizza was pretty good. So they ate until their bellies were full and everyone was happy. But what she didn't know was that across the world in another town on another hill sat another family, and another pizza carried on the wind appeared. This one landed atop the father's head. That family agreed the pizza was pretty yummy, so they ate until their bellies were full and everyone was happy. Pizza appeared in the valleys, in the deserts, in the very topmost points of snowy, blowy mountains.
Pizza everywhere.
People living in the biggest buildings of the biggest towns got pizza. People living in the smallest buildings of the smallest towns got pizza. People with no place to live at all got pizza. Those people got extra. There was spicy pepper pizza, salty seaweed pizza, chocolate cherry pizza, and extra cheesy with pickles pizza. Oh, you want that? None of them were the same, but they were all delicious. Some people dipped their pizza in hummus, while others dipped their pizza in guacamole. Some people made pizza chow mein, and some people made pizza sushi. Some even made pizza soup. They all agreed the different pizzas were delicious, so they shared and everyone was happy. It's my favorite page. The pirates on the rough ocean seas put down their swords to eat pizza. They agreed the pizza was superb, and once they stopped fighting, they realized they were tired of being angry and tired of hurting each other, so they threw their swords to the bottom of the sea so that they had more hands to eat their pizza. And all the pirates were happy. Even angry neighbors with tall fences and locked doors got pizza. They peeked over their fences and frowned at the pizzas that looked nothing like their own. They shook their fists and called out, "Go away!" until the scrumptious smell made them stop doing that. And then they looked at the faces of all the different people eating every kind of pizza imaginable. They saw their smiles, and they couldn't help but smile back. So they opened their doors, and they joined the fun outside. There were pizza tossing contests, there were pizza parties, and there was even a pizza parade. That's a good idea. People all over the world talked and laughed and ate until their bellies were full. Even after the pizza was gone, the people stayed. They made friends. And in that moment, the world was filled with kindness and love and no fighting.
Pizza. So, the mom did.
Ha-ha!
She made pizza.
You got it. You know what this last page is about. On top of the tall hill with the cherry trees, Mama picked up the last piece of pizza. She gave it to the stray dog that followed them home. And as Mama tucked Jack, Joe, and baby Mo into bed, Jack yawned and said, "Mama, I'm sorry you didn't get your wish for world peace." Mama gave them each a kiss and turned out the light. "Next time," she whispered. And the family fell asleep, cozy in the warmth of their peaceful dreams. And everyone was happy.
Pizza dreams.
Pizza dreams.
Oh, pizza space. Pizza would probably be in space, like, because maybe it would, like, go too far.
Yeah. Why shouldn't astronauts and aliens have pizza too, right?
Yeah, they should.
Yes, absolutely. Sure. Because it did say everyone, right? You're absolutely right.
Maybe pizza fell on other planets too.
Oh, Pizza on Other Planets, yeah. That's the sequel. That's right. We'll write the next book.
Pizza was probably really, really spicy on the side.
Do you think so? Spicy pizza on the sun. Yes, that makes total sense. But the cheese would be a nightmare because it would drip all over the place.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you, I love how you knew where this story was going because she really did wish for world peace. What she got was pizza for everyone. But somehow when people's bellies are full, things seem a bit better.
Give up more.
Yeah, people began to come together, not be mean to each other. They began to be kind. We should always have pizza parties, I think, right? Girls, what do you think? We need a pizza party right now? Yes, I think so.
Let's learn about pizza in kids' period.
Okay, you go tell Daisy and Ariane you want to have a pizza party. And maybe they'll plan one. Probably not today, but you know, sometimes pizza takes time. All right.
Pizza last night.
Amazing. You can never have too much. Okay, you're welcome to Kid Spirit. Thanks for coming and sharing this story with me. I had fun. Ask for forgiveness later, right? So, I just wanted to talk about this next song. It's always a travesty we have so many wonderful musicians and singers. It seems a travesty to have a video song because we've got everything in the room here. But this is amazing. I want to share this with you, and of course, if we want to hum or sing along, we're welcome to. This is an African-American spiritual, and it always feels like it's better coming from a community wherein that's closer to their experience. So this is a couple who have a YouTube channel, Dan and Claudia Zanes, and they are quite amazing. And if you've seen them before, you'll love this. If not, then it's your introduction. Here's them introducing and then singing I'm Gonna Sit at the Welcome Table. I think it's an appropriate song that comes from such a meaningful tradition, and it's a tradition that both craved and fought for and suffered to be at the welcome table. And so we sing and we listen in that spirit.
Sacred folk song from the African American tradition called The Welcome Table.
I love this song. The original lyrics say, "I'm gonna sit at the welcome table," but our dear friend Akaya Winwood, she sings a beautiful arrangement of this song saying, "We're gonna sit at the welcome table." And that's exactly what we're gonna do, because the only way we're gonna get through this is together. So please join us on this tune. We're gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. We're gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days.
We're gonna feast on milk and honey. We're gonna feast on milk and honey one of these days. We're gonna feast on milk and honey. Gonna feast on milk and honey one of these days.
We're gonna walk beside our neighbor. We're gonna walk beside our neighbor one of these days. We're gonna walk beside our neighbor. We're gonna walk beside our neighbor one of these days. All right.
All God's children gonna sit together. All God's children gonna sit together one of these days. All God's children gonna sit together. All God's children gonna sit together one of these days.
We're gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. We're gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days.
A few invitations and things that we want to share and know that we're in community together and acting and living and celebrating with one another. The first thing I want to do is thank you. On behalf of everyone in this community, all that we do to contribute our time, our energy, our resources, to do the things that we do, thank you. If you've contributed at all in the last little while, then that's a thank you for you. If you're here this morning, if you're online this morning, that's a thank you to you. If you'd like to donate today to any of the work that we do, you can do it by any number of means. And it doesn't mean that you have to commit your whole life away, too. If you're here and you've got $5, if you want to e-transfer, $2.50, it doesn't matter. It all contributes together to the work that we do, and it's all received with gratitude and a smile. Many of us miss the smile of Charles Bidwell. such a key member of this community in its affirming journey, in its spiritual gatherings, and all the work that went into that, and so many other things, the labyrinth walks, and so many ways that Charles contributed to this community. Well, he also did the same for the St. Stephen's College community, and they are going to honor him with a renewed statue, planting of a tree, a plaque, and a reception in his honor that will be happening on Saturday, June the 8th at 10 a.m., and we're all invited. So please consider another time to honor this man and his work at St. Stephen's. Sherry Ann is up here ready to tell us about Sacred Circle dancing. Thank you, Sherry Ann.
My name is Sherry Ann Chapman. Does it sound like it's on? No? Yes. Thank you. Next Sunday, June 2nd, the people in this community who over many years have gathered every so often for Sacred Circle dancing invite anyone. All are welcome. We will be meeting at 12:15, either in the small hall or outside if the weather is fine. This is an opportunity to be together in a circle. It's a mindful time to dance together with simple steps, and we'll share the steps so everybody can follow along. And when we're in a circle, we just help each other too. So all are welcome. We'll wrap up by 1:30 or so. Thank you.
Just a quick update. I'm Sheila Parsons and looking after the Pilgrimage Walk or the Peace Walk. And thank you, Chris. I've just got an idea for the 16th for the celebration after the Peace Walk. It's going to be a pizza celebration. Has to be. I haven't talked to the others about it yet. The letters have gone. The letter I read last week. Many of you signed. I think we had a good 60 signatures on each of the letters to the Right Honorable Justin Trudeau and Honorable Melanie Joly. And it got there, Express Post on the day that the others were walking in Ottawa, and also the same day that Norway and Spain and Ireland stood up and wanted to recognize Palestinians as a state. So it was a day when they got quite a bit of notice, and I know there was quite a few emails, and still time to send letters, and we have them at the back. People have been really good, and they have told me about the kilometers they've walked this week. We're walking all the way until June 16th. I'm sure we're going to make it all the way around. Now, you see that little red line up to Gaza City. That's before people came in this morning. We've already made it to Jerusalem. And we're still counting, which is right in the middle. We might need to enlarge this, but you see, they started down at Rafah, and we've made it up to Gaza City, and we're already in Jerusalem. So keep walking and count your steps. I'll transform them into kilometers, or if you have something to measure your kilometers. And thank you for everybody who's doing this with us.
This is a little message from David this morning. If any of you are attending the Operation Friendship Gala tomorrow, he would like to speak with you. If you either have room in your car or need a ride, it would help to take as few cars as possible. And another thing that I wanted to mention, there is a new two new sign-up sheets on the foyer table. One, if you can help with our Affirm lunch in June, second Sunday of June, June the 9th, with either some help in the kitchen cooking in the lead up to that, or help with setup or takedown, we'd just love to have your name and know that you can be there. We'll also have a guest speaker for that Affirm lunch. Exciting stuff, which you'll hear about more next week. And then also, there's a sign up there for a lot of our rosters. A Sunday morning doesn't happen just because. It happens because a lot of people put in a lot of time and effort. either to serve our coffee or to have some people in the baby toddler care room, or to greet you at the door and to know what's what and to point you in the right direction. If you can help with any of those and want to be on that roster, it means you don't have to help out too often, but it puts you on the list, and there's a sign up there if you want to help in any of those ways, just to make our Sundays run smoothly. Thank you for that. Yes?
I forgot something.
Sheila, well, we can't have anything forgotten. Here we go.
I'm so sorry, Sherry Ann. Sherry Ann, who is up here. This morning, after the service, in Small Hall, there's a 10-minute video and then a discussion about what is going on in Israel Palestine. So if you have some time and you can stay just for a little bit for that discussion, it is actually the same video that Tuesday Connection saw. But I think that it's a great jumping off point to, and you have to be out of there before 12:30, so it's not going to be long. So please think about staying and entering that discussion. Sorry, Sherry.
Our wisdom reading this morning is The Kinship of Gratitude by Mark Nepo from the Book of Awakening. The goal of all experience is to remove whatever might keep us from being whole. The things we learn through love and pain reduce our walls and bring our inner and outer life together. And all the while, the friction of being alive erodes whatever impediments remain. But the simplest and deepest way to make who we are at one with the world is through the kinship of gratitude. Nothing brings the worlds of spirit and earth together more quickly. To be grateful means giving thanks for more than just the things we want, but also for the things that surmount our pride and stubbornness. Sometimes the things I've wanted and worked for, if I actually received them, would have crushed me. Sometimes just giving thanks for the mystery of it all brings everything and everyone closer, the way suction pulls streams of water together. So take a chance and openly give thanks, even if you're not sure what for, and feel the plenitude of all that is living brush up against your heart. These are the words from a contemporary poet and author. May we find wisdom for our living.
Today's routine, everyday kind of thing that we're exploring and trying to see what wisdom it might share with us is eating leftovers. I know, first, it seems like almost every one of these series starts with a confession from me. I'm not sure why that has happened, but this is another one. I know that I'm supposed to eat leftovers. I know it's responsible, I know it's ecological, I know it reduces food waste, I just don't like them. People I know and love enjoy packing yesterday's meal for today's lunch. No, thank you. I'd rather have a peanut butter sandwich. In our house, we'll often make a stew or a chili or a curry or something. It's a few of those go-to, easy-to-make, cheap meals that we will make, nothing fancy. And I love it the first time. Tuesday this week, I reheated one of those kinds of dishes for dinner, and it was warm, and it fed me, and it did its job. But like most of what we all eat in life, it was necessary, and it was forgettable. This is the worst sight in my refrigerator. That's not my refrigerator because mine is not nearly that neat. But yeah, when it's stuffed full of leftovers, it's like, what? Are we going to throw this out today or in a week? Let's just decide now. Anyway, near the end of Jesus' life, he and his friends are gathered together, and he tells them that when he's gone, he wants them to remember him by eating. Of all the things he could have chosen to say, to instruct, Jesus picked sharing a meal. He could have had them do something impressive and mystical, like climb a mountain to remember me, or, I don't know, fast for 40 days and you'll remember me, or have a sweat lodge ceremony and remember me. But instead, he picked the most ordinary, mundane thing: eat something. And he grabbed what was around: a loaf of bread and some wine, ordinary, average, abundant. Maybe they were leftovers, who the heck knows? Sharing food with one another speaks louder about our care and our friendship than maybe anything else that we can do. More than our words, more than if we are trying to console someone, more than our empty platitudes, more than a greeting card that we can send, even though we really labor and struggle with what the heck to write in the greeting card that will make us sound caring and coherent. If we want to show that we care, we probably want to share a coffee and a cookie, or we want to invite someone to lunch, or we want to cook a meal. It seems obvious, but I know that I need reminding every now and then that food, whether it's fresh and beautiful or thrown together from cans and boxes, is important to more than just our bodies. It plays a huge role in feeding our bodies, but it plays a huge role in feeding our souls, feeding what connects us. This is from Tish Harrison Warren, pardon me. In college, I became friends with a chain-smoking Franciscan monk. Now, if that's not a good start to a paragraph, I don't know what is. One day, I was telling him about a gift someone had given me, a gift that felt too extravagant to receive. I asked him if I should refuse, if I was wrong to accept such an unneeded luxury. As a Franciscan friar, I figured he would encourage me toward simplicity and against extravagance, but instead he quoted a Franciscan rule and told me that St. Francis would say, "Eat such things as are set before you." He told me that I needed to learn to receive from others in trust and in gratitude. And even if you don't think you deserve it, or if it's too much, open your hand and receive it. There's some great meals that we remember being created for us. I can think of great friends around tables where we've shared good food and good conversation. Now, all of us also have truly terrible meals we remember too. Hopefully they don't have much to do with the company, but hopefully over time we remember those meals with a smile. My worst memory of a meal involves something called aspic. If you don't know what that is, count your lucky stars. Not going to explain it because I ate breakfast. But seriously, most of the meals that we eat, the hundreds or thousands, are utterly unremarkable. We remember the great ones, the terrible ones, but most of them are just ordinary. Just try to remember what you ate for lunch on Wednesday 3 weeks ago. Good luck. Most of us wouldn't know, and yet that average forgettable meal, newly cooked or reheated or slapped between two pieces of bread, they nourish us. Thousands of forgotten meals that have brought us to today. We're endlessly in need of that nourishment, and nourishment comes to our bodies and to our need for each other, usually like spaghetti nuked in the microwave or the sandwich eaten without two thoughts, abundant and overlooked. And maybe that's the wisdom that comes from our fridges with those odds and ends of food we take for granted, or like me, turn our noses up at. I've been dulled by abundance, by variety, by my ability to keep it for days in a way that would still astound much of the world and most of history. I take this nourishment for my body and for my connection to others around it too lightly. And the routine of cooking or ordering food and then tucking the uneaten bits away for later, that's a routine that calls me somehow to awareness. That this food isn't merely a commodity, a product to consume. Nourishment is always far more than biological nutrition. We're fed by our communities, by our connection to the earth, and every being that needs sustenance to survive. This dull and annoying question every day that asks, "What's for dinner?" can be a conduit for gratitude, although at the time it does not feel like it. It's a way to remember how privileged I am, to remember where my food comes from, its connection to the land, to the people who grew and harvested it, even to the technology used that makes it so widespread and possible. The sacrifices that my leftover chicken curry represent, both people and animals, shouldn't be invisible to me. Just quoting Mark Nepo again from what was read a moment ago. The simplest and deepest way to make who we are at one with the world is through the kinship of gratitude. Sometimes just giving thanks for the mystery of it all brings everything and everyone closer. So gratitude might be my pathway back, not just from my wayward leftover ways, but also back from forgetfulness and ambivalence, toward connection to the meaning and importance of my food in whatever form, and the people and communities I yearn to share it with. In other words, to bring everything and everyone closer. What we do in a few minutes in a ritual around this table is no more than help us connect to gratitude. To remind us of the bond between sharing food with each other and sharing lives and community, building capacity with each other to do the justice that needs doing, to love more deeply, to accept and affirm ourselves and each other more honestly. So may it be for us within this community, but may it be so for you as you go for lunch, or as you prepare tonight's meal, or as you order it and it's brought to your table, or even as you shove a granola bar in your bag or in your mouth and think that's enough for now, because that's life too. May we pause for just a moment to bring everything and everyone just a little bit closer. And it happens so often around our table. May it be so. So then, how lovely that we get to gather around a table. We remember the stories of our tradition when we do this. The sharing of wisdom was so often accompanied by the sharing of meals. This happens in every tradition, but particularly in ours. We remember stories of Jesus of Nazareth sharing life, food, wisdom, and gratitude, and we hope that remembering this long tradition inspires us to commit to lives full of that same shared life of community support. This table can be a place where our gratitude is shared and where acts of justice begin, where we organize and energize, where we harmonize and strategize, a place where we discover and share what's required for life to flourish. This table is a place where we remember and lament the bitter taste of hatred, the withered grapes of prejudice and cruelty, the sour grapes of sexism, racism, homophobia, ageism, but also a place where we share the sweet fruit of understanding and mutuality, of perseverance and courage, of liberation and affirmation. So, this table then is a place to gather in solidarity, and we're invited to that. Solidarity with all who dream of a more fair and just world. Solidarity with those for whom the systems of our culture are not working. The ones with whom we will always stand. So we're all invited to this table to share in earth's gifts of bread and grapes, first with grateful hearts, aware and awake to the ordinariness and the sacredness of even the simplest sustenance, to our bodies and to our souls as we celebrate our commitment to compassion, belonging, and justice. Breaking bread with each other is an ancient ritual, but we hope that we might find new meaning and new purpose in the symbols that are on this table, in the act of sharing food. Just as we share encouragement, values, and purpose with each other, we're all invited. We do not need to be a member of this church or any church to share a meal, to share some simple food with each other. You do not need to be this way or that or believe A, B, or C. This ritual doesn't bind you or commit you to anything other than what meaning and commitment that you make of it yourself. You may come to receive a piece of bread and some grapes in an individual cup, or you may participate in your own way in your seats. But know this, we are all invited, regardless of where we are, where we've been, or where we're going, regardless of who we are and how we identify. This is a ritual of belonging, of memory and hope. So know that you belong to life and to each other, just as you are and as you're becoming. We are invited to share this food for the journey, and you're welcome to it because it's all of ours. It's the earth's. It is for sharing.
Facem
Let's join together in strengthening our intentions. We embrace the sacredness of all life as we work toward the vision of the world as it could be. We seek an awareness and a gratitude in each moment, ensuring that our neighbor has enough for today. We pray that we might let go of all that clings as guilt and embrace relationships of trust. May we offer and receive forgiveness as a way to freedom. We commit to living examined lives, inspired to find meaning in our living, and working to transform every challenge into an opportunity to grow and thrive and give. As we walk in the light of deep gratitude, may it ever be so.